You know, in a world where just a handful of tech giants seem to control the future of AI, there's this one project making a really bold claim. It's ambitious, it's super complex, and honestly, it just might change everything. Today, we're diving into the story of Bittensor.
People are calling it the Bitcoin of AI. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That's not a title you just throw around lightly, right? It suggests scarcity, it suggests decentralization, and it points to a massive shift in how we think about an entire industry. So the big question is, what exactly is this Bitcoin of AI?
Okay, so here's the simplest way to think about it. While companies like OpenAI and Google are basically building these fancy walled gardens for their AI, Bittensor is out here building a global public park. It's this open source network where literally anyone can contribute their own AI models and actually get rewarded for it. It's a pretty radical idea, you know, creating this collective pool of intelligence that's owned by everyone, and at the same time, by no one.
So in this explainer, we're going to really unpack that Bitcoin of AI claim. We'll break down how this AI marketplace actually functions, we'll explore both the bull and the bear case for its success, and then we'll wrap up by looking at what the future might hold for its native token, TAO.
All right, let's jump right into that big claim. To really get why it's so powerful, you've got to understand the core problem Bittensor is trying to solve. And that problem is the massive, and I mean massive, centralization of AI. Just look at the contrast here. On one side, you've got the world we live in right now. A few giant corporations controlling who gets access, what data is used, and how the tech develops. But then on the other side, you have Bittensor's vision, a global, permissionless network. It's all about shifting from these closed-off, siloed labs to a giant collective intelligence pool where the best ideas win, no matter who or where they come from.
Okay, so a global AI network sounds amazing in theory, but how does it actually work? You know, without a CEO or a central command center. This is where things get a little technical, but I promise you, stick with me, because the way they've designed it is incredibly clever.
So the whole network is built on a few key pieces. Think of subnets as specialized departments. You've got one for writing text, another one for creating images, and so on. The miners, they're the brilliant coders and data scientists who are submitting their AI models to these departments. And the validators are basically the quality control managers, checking everyone's work. But how do they all agree on what's good and what's not? Well, the whole system runs on this really slick mechanism called UMA consensus.
So here's the most important part: how the network actually decides what's valuable. It's not proof of work, like in Bitcoin, it's what they call proof of intelligence. Miners submit their work, and then a whole decentralized crew of judges, the validators, they all evaluate its quality. The better your AI model's output is, the more TAO tokens you earn as a reward. It's a system that's literally designed to constantly find and reward the highest quality intelligence out there.
Now let's get into the bull case. Let's see how all these pieces come together to create something that could be truly revolutionary. I mean, why are so many people, including some major institutional players, getting so excited about this project's potential? Well, it really starts right here. Just like Bitcoin, TAO has a fixed, finite supply of exactly 21 million tokens. And that's not just some random number, okay? It's a deliberate economic design meant to create scarcity and, hopefully, value. This hard cap is absolutely fundamental to its whole digital commodity story. And these strengths really create this powerful flywheel effect. Because it's decentralized, there's no single kill switch. It's censorship resistant. It incentivizes constant innovation, right? Creating this competitive arena where only the best models survive and thrive. And it's gaining real institutional traction. I mean, when a giant like Grayscale creates a trust just for your project, that means Wall Street is officially paying attention. But maybe the most powerful idea here is this compounding intelligence. Imagine an AI model that's an expert in medical data suddenly being able to learn from another model that's an expert in statistics. Together, they can create insights that neither one could have ever reached on its own. That's the dream.
But, of course, no revolution comes easy. And to get the full picture, we've got to ground all this hype in a bit of reality and take a hard look at the significant hurdles that Bittensor is up against.
And the biggest hurdle by far is scale. Look, this isn't just another crypto project competing with other crypto projects. No, Bittensor is going head-to-head with some of the largest, most well-funded corporations in the history of the world. We're talking Microsoft, Google, Meta. These guys have nearly unlimited resources and a massive head start. It is a true David versus Goliath situation.
And beyond the competition, there are some serious risks, both inside and out. The price of the TAO token is incredibly volatile, which can definitely scare away serious developers. The system itself, well, it's undeniably complex, and that could be a huge barrier for new people who want to jump in and contribute. And let's not even get started on the regulators, who are still just trying to figure out AI and crypto separately, let alone what happens when you smash them together.
So, given this high-stakes world of massive potential on one side and huge risks on the other, what should we be watching for next? What are the key catalysts that could really decide which way Bittensor's future goes?
For me, 3 things really stand out. First, just the growth of the ecosystem itself. The more specialized subnets that launch for real-world industries like finance or healthcare, the more useful the network becomes. Second, just like Bitcoin, Bittensor has a halving event. It's expected in 2025, and it's going to cut the rate of new tokens in half. For anyone in crypto, you know what that means, a classic supply shock event. And then there's the ultimate goal, mainstream integration, where Bittensor becomes the quiet, decentralized engine running in the background of the entire AI economy.
You know, this quote really gets to the core of what this is all about. The goal isn't just to build an AI that's better than OpenAI's. The real goal is to fundamentally change the market for intelligence itself, to create a totally new economic system for how we build, share, and put a value on artificial minds.
Which really just leaves us with the ultimate question. Is Bittensor a real glimpse into the future of a decentralized, democratized AI for all of us? Or is it a fantastically complex and beautiful idea that's ultimately going to get outpaced by its giant centralized rivals? The tech is being built as we speak, the community is growing, and I guess the answer is something that's just going to unfold over the next few years.